Hi guys, welcome back again. We are here for our Tarotscopes this week. Again, starting with Taurus. Well, starting with the theme of the week and going into Taurus, and then working our way around the full zodiac. So I'm just shuffling your cards here. Well, finishing shuffling. I started a little bit off camera, so almost done here. Okay. All right, the theme of the week. It's the Knight of Swords. Woo, we are ready to get into it. Just ready to charge into battle. Whatever your situation is right now, it's like you're ready. You're just wanting to dive in. You don't want to wait anymore. You don't want to push this aside, sweep it under the rug. Whatever fears you have, whatever underlying concerns there are, you just want to push forward, push through, and whatever happens, happens, right? So it can't get any worse in your head. You're just ready to go. It's past the point of giving it a good college try and on to the point of actually just going for it, just doing it and putting in, not just trying, but really expending yourself. Really, almost, I'm just kind of seeing someone who is swinging this sword and swinging and not stopping until they get somewhere, until they cut through the bushes, until they get through to the other side, until they break through. Yes. Break on through to the other side. That's what's playing in my head. Until you get to a breakthrough, you're not gonna stop. Determination. Strong determination. You know what is not just what you want, but you know what's right for you. You know what you need. You know what's what. You get it. It's like you get it and you're not settling for less. You're going for it and you're going to do it no matter if the odds are against you or not. You're just going for this. What an exciting week. This is for everybody. You're pushing through, you're getting through, and you're going to do it. It doesn't matter what anyone tells you, whether you even think you can or you can't, you're just gonna do it, period. Awesome. I don't know what that was. It was supposed to be like this, like, go get it. But it ended up looking like I was swatting a fly or something. Anyway, Knight of Swords, that's for everyone. Theme of the week, cool. Taurus, Two of Pentacles. Yeah, Taurus, it's this is a really old song. It's a folk song that some of you may know, and it goes, wade in the water, wade in the water, children. Yeah, so I couldn't tell you the last time that song came up for me since maybe when I was learning about it in school, in elementary school, possibly even. But that's what I'm hearing for you, Taurus. You're just hanging out and biding your time, and you're not really here and you're not really there, but you're you've got your eye on something and you are being really careful how you take your next steps. Yeah, you're being extremely careful how you take your next steps because you don't want to offend anyone, and you don't want to take a step in the wrong direction and possibly make waves in an area where you don't want to make any waves. You want everything to stay calm, and you don't want to, it's something that you really don't want to mess up right now. So you're being very, very careful because a lot is riding on this. There's a lot riding on this. It's like you're trying to balance a couple of things. You're juggling a few balls here, and for some of you, one thing you're doing you might not want one to know about the other. So you're being extra careful to, when this thing shows up, it's the only thing there for you. It's the only one you have eyes for. And then when that leaves and this one shows up, oh, they're the only one. That's the only thing. Total and 100% complete focus on that, right? Yeah, which is your best play right now, to be honest, because that could get you in a lot of trouble. If you make one wrong move, you're in a lot of trouble. So be careful, Taurus. Be very careful, or maybe you just want to simplify your life at some point. I'm hearing that that's going to happen. You're going to want to simplify a little bit because this is getting trickier and trickier, and it's not going to get lighter. It's only going to get heavier. So just keep that in mind. That's my advice to you, Taurus. Good luck with that. All right, Gemini, 5 of Wands. It looks like you have some fierce competition. Someone who you may have thought was on your side, you now feel like isn't there for you. Like they're not really supporting you, or maybe they're like a hater or secret hater, you know, like they're nice to you in your face and then behind your back they're like, they're not getting anywhere. Like, yeah, right, that's, you know, what they're doing is dumb. Or like, did you ever see, like, I don't know, something you made and they're like, ew, horrible. I'm not saying that that is definitely the case, but this is your feeling, right? This is your feeling right now. Like, we were a team, we were ride or die for each other, and now it's like we're against one another. How did this happen? Now there's all this conflict. There's maybe some words exchanged or a conflict of ideas. It doesn't necessarily have to be that strong where it's like you guys are against each other for some people. Maybe for others, it could just be conflicting visions or ideas. If you're working on a project or something with somebody, it may be that you guys just are looking at it from different angles, or have want to implement different types of things, or just have, again, just different ideas and visions. You're not planning on backing down anytime soon. If this is someone who you feel is not on your side anymore, then you're gonna prove to them, or try to prove to them, why you win. You're like, I win. I always do. So, and like, you're gonna see it and you're gonna notice it. I'm gonna make you notice it. You're not gonna be able to not see me. How does it feel? I feel great. That's gonna be you, Gemini. I feel amazing. So, sorry you're not Team Gemini anymore. That's a shame for you. Wrong team. So it's, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of that. If you're not feeling confident, you're gonna surely be acting like you are. You're gonna put on a show. You're gonna say look at me, this is why I'm awesome, this is why I'm great, I'm feeling myself, I woke up like this, like all the Beyonce things, that's gonna be you. And if you're not truly feeling that way, that's what you're gonna put out there. Because it's this feeling of not defensiveness, but just like you have to push back, like you have to not prove something, but it's almost as if it's you're hurt, or even like a betrayal I keep hearing. I don't think that it's that serious or deep, but it may feel that way for some of you. And that's kind of why it's so important for you to exude confidence in what you've chosen and what you believe in and what you're doing, period. Like, maybe you don't believe in me, but I do. All right, Gem, that's what's up. 5 of Wands for you. Cancer, death. You are turning a corner right now, Cancer. You're going, you may not, you're not going to see it right away. It's not going to be immediate, but you're going to turn a corner this week. And it's the next step in your growth. It is, you've done a lot of work in some area, and now it's like, it was like you're a bud, and now all of a sudden you're starting to bloom. And you're saying, woo, but you can't really, you know how it's just open a little bit, so you can't really see or tell what the flower is going to look like yet. Like, you kind of have an idea, you see the color, but you don't know like its full potential and beauty. So that's where you're at this week, Cancer. You're not at the peak, you're not at your full potential, but you're turning a corner. A lot of work has been done, and now you only need maybe like some sprinkles of water here and there, and you're gonna bloom so beautifully. But you're right at that cusp. You're right at that cusp, and you're worried that you're not, that you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't see it, right? So you're like, I don't see it right away. It's never gonna happen. So you're kind of freaking yourself out, but that's not the case. That isn't the case. You just need a few more sprinkles of water, and gently and easily, it's going to be so much easier after this moment. It's just going to naturally bloom, and you're finally going to see more of the fruits of your labor, right? More of that where that effort that you've put in is really leading, really and truly leading. And again, this is not like one day you see nothing, the next day all of a sudden, oh, it's a field of flowers. No, it's going to be the next step, but you're going to finally have a better idea of what's in store and where it's going, rather than having no clue whatsoever and being completely in the dark and just hoping and praying and wishing. So this is, you're cusping right now. You're on the cusp of something big, something great, something exciting. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Awesome. Great. Cancer, death. Leo, the moon. We just had our full moon this past week, the full flower moon. Leo, you're not really sure where you're going, but you have ideas. You have dreams about where you're going, where you could go. And they're beautiful. They're things that you hope for, and they're not scary things. They're not nightmares, you know, they're not like, oh my God, they're not filled with worry and anxiety or doubt or fear. Your dream is something lofty. For some of you, it may still be a little bit blurry, right? There may still be, because it's almost as if some of you have too many options going on. You're like, well, I could go anywhere from here, which is great. But sometimes when you have too many options, it's hard to pick a direction, right? It's like, just someone else, please do it for me. I can't pick. I don't know. So it could be that, or you could have a very definitive idea of what you want, where you're going, and the type of person that you're going into. I'm hearing for many of you out there, it's like the person that you're becoming. It's not even just about a specific goal, though you might have those too. It's about who you're becoming. And if I recall, the last few weeks has been kind of about that. The last week was the Hermit for you. And again, all about growth and evolution. Also a little bit of loneliness there. But, you know, introspection takes a degree of being with yourself and getting comfortable with yourself and really taking the time out to learn about yourself. And you can't do that if you always have other people around you and distracting you and keeping you focused outside of yourself. You need to spend time with yourself and really dig deep and understand and have some conversations up here or on paper, or, you know, to have those realizations, you need to spend the time with yourself. And it looks like you've been doing that, and now it's giving you ideas and hope, and they're lofty, but they don't feel unattainable. And they're not. They're really not. I just see you basking in the glow of the moon, like feeling it's giving you a new, beautiful, auric kind of energy. Like you're glowing from the inside out. You have this new glow about you. One of my favorite cosmetic companies makes a skincare item. I think it's called Moon Glow, and that's what I'm seeing. Like, so it's kind of luminescent, or like pearlescent. And when you put on, like, every time I wear this, okay, I'm not being paid. This is not an ad, but it's by Josie Maran, and it's her argan oil. And I think it's called like Moon Pearl or Moon something. And every time I've put it on my face, zero makeup, nothing. Like when I don't wear makeup, I put that on. And people always ask me about my skin. They're like, oh my God, your skin is like dewy and glowing and beautiful. I'm like, oh, moon glow, you know? And that's how I see you, but you don't even need Josie Maran. You're just glowing from the inside. And if you're not spending time with other people for them to say that to you, say, hey, you seem different, or you seem really happy, or you seem like something's different about you or special, then it's like you're feeling this new type of energy welling up inside you. And that's it. The moon goes through phases, yes, and that is exactly what's happening to you. Think about, you've gone through one phase in your life and you've just closed it, and now you're on to the next one. And you've learned from that, and now you're in the next beautiful days of your life. Great, Leo, the moon. Virgo, 8 of Wands. You've got all these ideas. Well, it's like you have like seeds of ideas. You're ready to do. You want to do them all. You're ready to do them all, or you can't pick them, and you're just like, I want to move forward. Or like you have one idea, and then off of that branches many other ideas. You're like, ooh, I could come out with a sneaker line, and then from there I can make shoelaces, and I can make socks, and I can make like kind of like that. You have all these ideas and you're trying to move forward with all of them at the same time, and that's a little bit too much. Okay, Virgo, you're putting too much on your own plate. Start with one thing, take that, do that, and then you can branch off and start making the socks. Okay, great. You got the sneakers. Awesome. Done. Now socks. Now shoelaces. Now whatever. So you're going to want to really focus your energy on either the idea you like the best or whatever is most attainable for you. You don't want to start with the loftiest goal, because it's just going to take up too much of your time when you could have gotten a lot more done by taking something else and getting that done, getting those things started, and save the loftiest things for like passion projects. Take the other things that are a little bit more realistic and start working on those and bringing those into tangibility. And then once that's happened, you're like, awesome, selling sneakers now, everyone loves them, great, now I could make my, like, whatever it is, now I can make my, I don't know, whatever, wig line. I don't know what you want to do, but I can't think of anything lofty and crazy, but you know, whatever it is. So that's my advice for you. Yeah, you got a lot behind this. You got a lot of energy behind this. Just keep up that energy. Don't question yourself. The only thing you need to question is what you're picking first. And once you do that, again, make sure that it is the most tangible thing and not the loftiest. Save the loftiest for special time, special project. And just move forward from there. Then don't worry about it. You got it. You're good. 8 of Wands, Virgo. All right, Libra. 2 of Swords. Either you made a promise to someone or someone made a promise to you. And whatever way this is, whichever way this goes, and so all of the readings can be you or cross-watch or vice versa. It can be reversed in a situation, yes. So whatever I'm saying can be, this can be you, or this can be someone you're involved with, or in some way that's important in your life that you're energetically linked to in some way. It doesn't have to be romantic necessarily, it could be anything, but there's someone who's important. But I'm seeing promises made and being kept, but there's not been follow through yet. The intention is there, but there's no follow through. So one of you is going to soon feel disappointed or let down because they don't think that you kept your promise. At that point though, I'm feeling like someone, like it's going to be made clear that the intention was there, but that it just has to be, because there's no way to diffuse a situation otherwise. So, God, because I can't pull other cards, it's hard for me to really pinpoint why you or this person is gonna be so devastated and upset, feeling like this promise has been broken. But that's just the feeling that's coming up. Like, this is a very serious, whoever was promised this takes it very seriously. So if you're the one who made the promise, Libra, just understand that this person takes it very seriously. This is not a joke. This is not, fun or pinky swear kind of kid stuff. They're taking this to heart. This is very serious for them. They think about it. They remember that the promise was made, and they didn't forget about it. If this was a while ago, this still stands. This is being held up in a court of law, like, to them. Just know that this is important, and feelings will be hurt if it's taken for granted or not taken seriously, or there's no follow through here. And there won't be follow through right away, which is what's leading me to see, not believe, but actually see that someone, whoever it is about to be really, really upset with you, or you're going to be upset with someone else. So just know if you're the one that's going to be upset, just know there was no ill will or ill intent here. There was 100% the other person was planning on keeping their promise. But for whatever reason, something seems to not have, there doesn't seem to be follow through, whether there may have been changes somewhere along the way in a plan or in circumstances. So it didn't look like that was going to happen, but the intent is definitely there. The intent is there. So just know that, Libra. Two of Swords. Scorpio, Page of Cups. I'm seeing you being really tempted, like desserts. It's like you really want something, but you know it's not good for you. So for a lot of you, this could be your quarantine snacking or desserts. It doesn't have to be super deep or crazy, you know. Not every single card that comes up is about something so serious or life-changing. Yeah, so I'm definitely seeing for a lot of you, this is like quarantine snacking, or maybe not following a regimen that you've tried to set for yourself. So it could be you're keeping yourself from doing something that you know is good for you. Yeah. It's almost as if this thing, whatever it is it's trying to get to you. Like everywhere you look, there's another snack, you know, just taunting you, like, ooh, come, you know, delicious, I'm here, I'm just waiting. Lonely old me sitting on the counter, wish I had someone to eat me. Or it could be like, you know, you've been avoiding doing your exercises or something, or getting some work done, and you know, every time you have a second to think, pops right up. Yeah, so it's like, oh my god, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, you know. God, every time, you know, I finish one thing, this thing keeps popping up, like it's driving you crazy. It's always there somehow, or something is reminding you of it wherever you go. You just gotta do it. Yeah. The only way to get past the temptation is to actually go through with it, get it over and done with. So if it is something that you're putting off project-wise or exercise-wise, just don't take the thought process that happens before you are mentally preparing yourself to do it. Take that away. Just say 3 o'clock, I'm gonna do this. Don't think about it. Maybe just like get dressed to do a workout at 3 o'clock in the morning instead of having to change or anything, because it's giving you too much time. Like you have too much time to think about it. You have too much time to make excuses. Just go do it. Don't think, just do. Don't think about what kind of workout you're gonna do, or how you're gonna do it, or where you're gonna do it. Don't think about those things. At 3 o'clock, you're like, it's workout time. You just go grab your yoga mat, or you go to wherever your little workout area is, and then you figure it out there. Like, so you're in it, you're doing it. And that's where you're figuring out all those things. Like, okay, so what am I gonna do? Now, what kind of workout am I doing now? But now you're in it. So you're basically like already working out. Even though you haven't done anything yet, you're already in it. So you're doing it. Yeah, so you're like, okay, and then you find the thing on the TV rather than thinking about it, you're like, I can't decide, forget it. And then you end up not doing it. You're in it, you're in that space already, right? So put yourself in space. If it's something about resisting something, it's kind of a psychologically, it's you know, you want what you can't have. So again, a lot of this is about your thought process this week. So these are just examples, but this could apply to other areas of your life, whatever is going on in your personal situation that you're struggling with, either resisting or actually following through with. So it's going to be pushing away or pulling in one of those you're struggling with. So it's a lot about adjusting your mindset to it and stop overthinking it. That's really what it is. Like, this thing is taunting you around the house so much, snacking, because you're telling yourself, you're making it like a forbidden fruit, you know, you're making it more tempting and more delicious in your mind than it actually is. You know, how many times are we like, ooh, I really want this thing, like, I could really go for some fast food, you eat it and you're like, that I kind of feel like crap now, it wasn't even that good, like, why do I always think this is going to be better than it is? Because you're just kind of, you built it up to be this the buildup, you know, it's the buildup on both sides, the buildup of temptation and the buildup of habit, of like the pressure of having to do something. So think about it like that. Stop with the buildup. Just stop overthinking and stop like tempting yourself with things that aren't even real, you know, tastes that don't exist. So that's what is going on for you, Scorpio. You want to just really stop coveting. Yeah? Okay. All right, Scorpio. Page of Cups. Sagittarius, the Empress. I'm seeing some of you almost kind of judging your friends and family, like how much they love you or care about you by the things that they're doing for you or not doing for you. I'm seeing her kind of, remember when you're little and you pick the flowers, like, he loves me not, he loves me not. It's, that's what I'm seeing. Except in this case, the way that you determine whether they love you or love you not is by what they're doing for you, how they're helping you, if they're being supportive, whatever your situation is. You have your own set of rules in your mind, and you're watching everyone specifically to see if they're living up to those standards that you've set for them in your own mind. Whether it's because that's what you would do if the situation were opposite, or at least what you think you would do. Or it could just be like, this is what I think I deserve from, if I'm gonna call you my friends, or if you're someone that I'm gonna spend my time with, talking to, or taking the time out of my day for, then this is the minimum of what you should be doing for me. It's a very like, the idea in your mind is very give and take and balance and equality, but it's not really, that's not really where you're at. You think it is, that's what your intention is, but you're really kind of being a spoiled brat. I'm sorry, I said you're being a little bit bratty, you're being kind of a princess. You're just you're just creating major expectations for people when, you know, everyone else has their own things going on, their own situations. Just because they're not living up to a certain standard that you may have set in your mind doesn't mean that they don't care. It doesn't mean that they're not worthy of you. So just be mindful of that thinking. Don't deem people unworthy so quickly. Don't deem people, you know, unnecessary in your life, or uncaring, or any of those things so quickly. Don't be so quick to judge the way that they're going about taking care of you or being there for you or catering to you in some way. Alrighty. Although you are expecting some catering, you want to be served right now. I can't blame you though, okay? Who can blame? I would like some of that too. Capricorn, the Hierophant. You're channeling some knowledge. We're trying to channel. It's like you're trying to channel your highest self or your best self in some way. Or someone else. It's almost as if you're trying to be telepathic, right? You're like, call me, call me, call me, call me. Like there's a meme that's like talking about someone staring at someone else's post, like trying to get them to message them. Like that's the way I reach out, is by staring at your posts and hoping that you feel my telepathic energy so you message me. Like that's the same idea as what you're doing right now. I'm seeing you kind of like just like focusing on a person or thing and just trying to manifest it or draw it in towards you. You're trying to draw things in towards you in whatever way that is. It doesn't mean you're actually sitting there like telepathically like this. So I'm noticing people tend to take everything very, very literally in these videos. And yes, some things can be literal, but a lot of it is, you know, it all is very situational. That's why I reiterate always that this is a general reading. So again, this can be your situation, this could be someone else in your life and going towards you rather than you going out. Yes, so it's just a theme of your week. This is what's going on within your week. So yeah, it's like channeling energy, trying to get your attention, being maybe you can't physically be with someone, but you want to still draw them in some way. So you're trying to entice them without actually talking to them, without actually being with them, without actually like making contact with them in some way. So it's like you're trying to draw them in, maybe they're trying to draw you in. That's kind of a theme and where what you're doing, and it's almost like you're trying, but it's as if you're trying to harness this energy, this like higher energy, one that seems a little bit almost borderline supernatural, and it's cusping on just not realistic. Yes. So yeah, there's all these ideas of the law of attraction and intentions and manifesting things in your life. But just because you think about a person or you want something to happen is not the recipe for making it happen. Yeah, you know, just because you're hoping that someone will recognize you or understand your efforts, even though it's not shown that it's geared towards them, doesn't mean that they will. Okay, Cap, so to a degree you do need to be a little bit more straightforward. That's what I'm getting for you. Yeah, this is all nice, great, and well, but you might want to be a little bit more obvious. It will probably help you out a lot and speed things along. You want to bring things into the 3D world and not just leave it up here. Okay. All right. Right, Cap. Aquarius. 5 of Swords. Well, so it looks like you were proud of yourself for a quick second. Now you're kind of feeling a little defeated. You weren't really actually defeated. You put up a great fight, you did what you had to do, and you technically won, yes, but you're not happy about it. You still lost. And you're kind of like, I didn't really get out of this what I thought I was going to get out of this. I'm not happy. I didn't, like, what was the point? You were cool for a little bit. Now you're not really feeling it. You're like, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? What am I supposed to do now? Where am I supposed to go? What was the whole point of what I just did? Why did I put so much effort in? Or why did I do this? You're just I'm seeing a lot of you just replaying things in your head, or wondering, some of you may be wondering what you did wrong. Some of you may be wondering where things went wrong. Others could be wondering where to go from here. Could be all three. But it looks like whatever you thought previously, you're kind of pushing that to the side now. You're like, that couldn't have been right. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe, I gotta try something else. I gotta think about it a different way. I gotta look at this in a way that I have never looked at it before, or I have to go about this in a way that I've never thought of, or something new. I need a new plan, or a new idea, or a new... It's like whatever you've been doing up until now hasn't served you in the way that you wanted it to, the way that you intended it to, the way that you hoped it would to. So that leaves you with no choice but to go in a completely different direction, or to adjust your thinking. Maybe you're gonna go back. Some of you are just gonna go back, and it's like whatever it was that you fought for or fought against, it's like you're joining the other team. You're like, you know what, maybe you're right. Maybe I was deluded in some way. Maybe I just have to accept this, or maybe I just have to think about it like this instead of like that. So I'm seeing a lot of you kind of just going, you don't want to be stuck by yourself here just because you're the only one that thinks this or that believes this. You're like, you know what, this sucks, I don't care, I'm just gonna go, I'm giving in, and I'm going and joining the other team because look at them. They're having a great time over there. It's not so bad. It seems like I could enjoy life a little more. Or do I always have to be right? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I know I'm right on the inside and I just keep that with me. But it's a lot of consideration this week. A lot of considerations. Not necessarily compromises. Considerations. Even if you do join that team, it's not because you're compromising. Don't make any mistake. It's not an admission of you being wrong. Okay? It's just a forfeiture of almost like a forfeiture of lifestyle. That's what I'm hearing for some of you. That could make some sense. Yeah. So that's that. Lots of thinking. Planning, scheming, thinking, considering, wondering. Pisces, 3 of Swords. I'm hearing at the end of The Godfather. Yeah. I know it was you, Fredo. It breaks my heart. You know the line. I'm seeing, you know, many of you feel betrayed or stabbed in the back by someone. Someone you never thought that you'd have to watch your back against. Or maybe you're going to be. You would have gladly exposed your vulnerability, or maybe you had, to this person. You never thought for a split second that they would hurt you in this way. But it's like they stuck the knife in and they twisted it and they poured salt in the wound. They really did a number on you, Pisces. You're real upset. You're not happy. And it's like they didn't stab you once, but twice, maybe 3 times. It was like, it was bad, but then it got worse, and then it got worse. Whether it's like the initial, and then you heard something else, and you're like, oh, that hurts. What? And then you realize something. You know how sometimes all of a sudden the pieces start coming together when you get the truth of a story, or the pieces. Then all of a sudden something clicks, and you realize. For some of you, that's what's going on. For others, I'm seeing that there's an ex that you cannot get over, that you're keeping there. You will not let go. They are firmly set and placed in your heart. They're here to stay. They're not an ex to you. They might be an ex because they're not sitting right next to you right now, or they might not be someone you're talking to every day, but in your heart, in your mind, you're basically still dating. It's like you can't admit that it's over. And that's like a defense mechanism. So it's kind of just making you feel better to think about it like that. But you can only do that for so long. You're going to have to accept reality at some point. You're going to have to work through it, and you're going to be forced to work through it. For now, it's kind of like you're keeping it safe, yeah? You're trying to keep this precious, your precious heart, this precious relationship, the things that you know about this person, things that you love about this person, or the way this person makes you feel. And you're trying to preserve it as much as you can. So if you don't admit it to yourself or admit it to other people, then it's not real. Then it's not really happening. It's still intact. And that just makes you feel like, okay, we're not. Yeah, maybe we're sort of broken up, but we're not really broken up. We're just kind of like in, you know, we're not moving forward right now, but we're not a couple. Yeah, it's a very gray area, but we're not done. We're not really done. We're just taking time. You're gonna have to, you're gonna have to work through these things, ready or not, regardless of if you're a real couple or you're chilling for a little bit, whatever the situation, the realities are going to start coming up. You're going to start boiling up, and you're going to have a lot to think about and a lot to consider. Just like Aquarius. So just be prepared. Just be prepared for that. Be prepared that the realization of things is going to hit if it hasn't hit already, and you're going to be forced to deal with it. Think about it and process it. There's major reality check is coming your way. So prepare yourself, Pisces. Reality is about to hit you. It's about to hit hard. I wish I had better news for you. I'm sorry, Pisces, but this is good. If you know what to expect, if you know what to be prepared for, you can start getting yourself ready for that. And that's the best thing that you can do right now. Take this and do that with it. Prepare. And it will make it a lot easier on you. All right, Pisces. Good luck there. You'll be okay, I promise. Aries, 5 of Cups. It doesn't matter what anybody tells you, Aries, or what you can see, you're only looking at the negativity here. You're only looking at harsh feelings. You're only looking at, you don't even want to be out of a funk. You don't want to see the bright side. You don't want to know anything but what you feel. Like, I'm never gonna blank. Or like, I don't know how I'm gonna ever move forward with blank. You don't even, it's like you're purposely pushing out all the good things to be in your feels. Because that's all that you want to be in right now. You just want to be in your feels. And listen, I completely get that. Sometimes, when you're sad, all you want to do is make yourself sadder for some like weird sick reason. You're just like, you find comfort in the sadness. And that's where you're at this week, Aries. You're just finding comfort in your feelings and in your sadness. And you're letting yourself be upset, be sad. And you have to go through that. You have to just cry. If you want to cry through it. If you want to write some poetry, that helps you find an outlet for it. That can be really helpful for you. Let people support you. Let your friends give you support. Let them be there for you, even if just minimally, even if it's just like, them tagging you in a silly meme or sending you a message to check in, like, give them something back, because it'll make you feel better rather than just taking from the people that are checking in or want to see how you're doing. Give a little something back because it will be therapeutic for you. It will help you. It will help you move past this faster. Yes, a lot faster than if you just shut everything away and put your hoodie up and just stare at the floor and listen to like James Blunt or whatever. I don't know. Anything that's really sad. You're far away from something that feels good. Like you're physically far from something that makes you feel good, that makes you feel not really fulfilled. It's not fulfilling. It just feels good. There's just feelings. There's just feelings there. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Aries, like whatever this thing is, you could find it was good, but it just made you feel. It wasn't even that, not that it wasn't special in its own way, but this is only a 5 of Cups. You only had a few cups filled up here. You want that 10 of Cups, that rainbow of fulfillment. That's like, ooh, every cup is filled. I feel warm and fuzzy and amazing. Like this is home. This is what home is supposed to feel like. This is what true happiness And love really is. You want that 10 of Cups, girl. Don't settle for that 5. 5? Come on now. Or boy. Whatever. Whoever's watching. You don't need to settle for that. I know it sucks right now. But this isn't the thing. This isn't the forever thing. This isn't the, you didn't lose something that was meant to last forever for you. You lost something that came into your life for a purpose and to serve you and to make you feel, perhaps that was the idea for you. Maybe you had a hard time, or maybe you questioned if you could ever have feelings or desires or goals or whatever your situation entails. Whatever you questioned yourself about, maybe you were wondering if you even had that in you, and this brought it out in you. Just a little bit, just enough to make you realize, yeah, oh, I do, awesome, oh my God. But that's also, ironically, what makes you feel like you've lost so much more than you really have. Like, yes, it's a loss, but it feels so much bigger than it is because it's the initial spark. It's the initial thing that's supposed to get you to the greater thing, but you don't see that greater thing yet. You only see the initial one, right? You only see this initial thing that has opened up your world in some way. And, but that was its purpose, to open you up. It wasn't to stay. So take solace in that. If you can, be sad if you need to be sad. Work through your emotions. Call your friends back. All right, Aries, you're going to be fine. Everything's great. This is actually the beginning of the next step to something really awesome and great for you, something bigger and better, and that's going to fill up all those other cups. All those cups will be filled as long as you give yourself a fighting chance. Yeah? Okay. All right, Aries. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this week's Tarotscopes. And thank you, as always, for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys so much. And stay tuned for something extra special this coming week. I'm so excited to share with you guys. It's a surprise, but you'll see it posted and plastered all over my Instagram and YouTube. So look out for that. I love you guys. Thank you. Bye.